Want to see what is in my ADHD project graveyard? Things that I have started, not yet finished, things that have evolved into other projects. I thought I'd show you them and tell you some of the stories behind them, because I think actually it goes quite a long way to maybe helping you remove some of your shame or struggle with the fact that you've got so many things unfinished.
Doo-doo boop boop boo. ADHD adventures in being human. Let's see what's in store. And if you likey, why not do a subscribey?
Hello friends. So I recently did a video about the ADHD project graveyard with some tips about how to turn it into more of a garden and a place where seeds are planted. So check out that video if you haven't already. But one thing I said that I might do is actually just take you through my unfinished projects boxes. I was actually just halfway through editing a different video, but it was being sticky. Then I was like, I'll do some washing up. Then I was eating instead. So basically we're in a position where a video is half edited, a kitchen is an eighth cleaned, and a video script was in the process of, and then I thought, whatever, I just want to come and show you this. So that's what we're doing now. My office is in a particular mess at the minute because I've done that thing where I started clearing out our bathroom, which is currently just a storage room for junk that needs to go to the tip, and then realised we weren't going to go to the tip anytime soon, so now there's just stuff in places, but hey ho, we're rolling with it. Now, in terms of projects, why am please ask me why the place I've decided to balance this is on a drum stool that does not have a large surface area. Should have thought about this, shouldn't I? Now, something that I do think I do quite well is try and contain my projects to a particular area. So I have these bunch of very large shelves in my office, and then I got these big, just like plain white cardboard, thick cardboard boxes from IKEA that I label, so I at least have an idea of what I got going on. So for example, this is a bridesmaid's dress from last year that needs to go away. I have this random like in progress projects box. I got some stuff at the back that I know what that is. This is actually general stuff. So this is like, well, where are we? This is like cards, wrapping paper, clay, play sand, Nerf guns, of course. And then like fabrics, paper, foam, sewing. So that's generally like crafts box. I then also have like smaller type crafty little bits here and there. This is a mix really of like project stuff and just general like worky stuff. But let's start with this random carrier bag because I actually think this is quite a fun one. So in this B&M Bargains carrier bag, what we currently have is random bits of bin liner that have been stretched and kind of crimped, a mesh wig cap, and some other green plastic bags. What happened here is last year, over a year ago now, I was part of this growth habit community, which is a community for coaches that are building their businesses. And in one of the sessions, we did this kind of meditation and musing about money mindset and our relationship with money and characterizing it. So for those of you that are British or watch British TV and access it online in some way, there is a show called The Mighty Boosh, and there is a character called Old Greg, which is like this sort of man, sort of sea creature that lives under the ocean, wears a tutu, has this like big green hair, and basically in this money mindset session, I was like, oh, I characterize money like Old Greg, and I went on a lovely fun little imagination moment about this. And so of course the logical conclusion after that was for me to decide that I must make a Old Greg wig to wear it in a funny, like, stepping into this personification of my relationship with money. So I bought a can of the green spray paint, I bought the bags. Mr. Rachel came home the next day from work once I had received this stuff to find me like stretching bin liner in the living room. And it was a fun process, but then I didn't finish it because life moved on. And I did maybe at some point this year pick it up again and think that's a fun idea. But what's even cooler about this, and this is what I love about this idea of like, don't worry if the thing you started you don't finish, is we recently had our bathroom decorated and I have this like yellow trolley that I store stuff in that doesn't match the bathroom. And so I wanted it to be dark green to match the bathroom. And I was like, hold the phone, I have a can of dark green spray paint that I haven't used yet because I didn't finish that Old Greg wig, and so Currently a work in progress, because what happened is I used the entire can to do this one side, but I bought another one and I'm probably going to finish that later today. Is that at risk of becoming an unfinished project in the graveyard? Potentially, but I have now bought the can that's needed to finish it, and I need some storage in my bathroom, so I think like it's going to happen. I feel confident about that. Okay, what else we got? Oh, let's grab this one. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Now, this is just general craft stuff. Oh no, it's gone wiggly. This was actually something me and Mr. Rachel bought when I was going to make, or we were going to make like a spin wheel. That also included some wooden doweling that we didn't do that. But I used the wooden doweling to stir paint when I needed it, when we were painting the decorating. I'm getting too excited. When we were decorating the living room, so swings and roundabouts really. The thing that I actually came to show you is, I have this little clay model that I made. Hello. This is Mr. Gruff. He is the physical embodiment of my inner critical voice. He's a genuinely huge part of my life. I am writing a book about our adventures together. But 3 years ago, I decided that part of rebuilding our relationship would be that it would be cool if I made like a plushy version of him, right? So I went to Hobbycraft, because we lived like a 10-minute walk away from one at the time, and I got this like fleecy material that was to be his body. I don't know what this blue is for, maybe that was something else. I got some shiny material for his shiny shoes, and I got some yellow to make his hard hat. And as you can see, that has not happened yet. I did start it, but it's partly because it's beyond my capability of sewing, and I just couldn't be bothered to actually learn about how to do it. But I do, probably in my sewing box, which is yet to be located, but it's up there somewhere. I did start it, so I do have like an oval that I'd cut out and made into his body shape and sewn half of it, and then I also have the stuffing up there as well to do it. So I don't know, now I'm talking about it, maybe I want to do it again. But it's in there, and again, will I finish it? Who knows? Like, maybe I get to choose. Who gives a fuck? Honestly, just like live your life. Funnily enough, given that my last video about this was about that Michael Jordan cross stitch, here is another cross stitch I haven't finished. It's a Taylor Swift one that I was making for a friend when she moved into her flat. Probably about 3 years ago also. I gave her an alternative present. So she wasn't left empty-handed, but like, maybe I'll come back to it. Here is a scrapbook that I bought because I wanted to document like a 2-page spread for every year of my life since like 2018. And so I bought it, I sorted my Google folders, or photos I should say, into, I think I did 2018 up to 2022. That's a lie actually, because I started this in 2020, so 18 to 2020. And then I did the classic thing, because it's the biggest issue, isn't it? It's like getting photos printed, because I don't know what size I want them to be yet, because I don't know what position I want them to be on here, and I don't want to buy a bunch and then feel like the sizes that I've chosen are not what I want a scrapbook out of. So that hasn't happened yet. What I did instead was start making this into a little like me book celebration. So I've got like cards from when I was a teacher, like cute little things people wrote to me when I was finishing uni. But again, like we ran out a bit of steam for that one, but hey ho, maybe we'll continue that at some point. See, even just, right, this is why it's important to feel like you can open the box without any shame and without it being a reminder of failure, because actually when you look at it, I'm like, do I need to work today or do I need to make a scrapbook? Okay, and finally, and I'm just going to give you a teaser here, right, because you don't need my whole life story about all of these. Here is my in progress projects box, which to be honest partly came about because I bought these boxes from IKEA and then I had empty ones and I thought I should do something with that. So in here is just like actually some cards and like little posters for my office that I want to put up, but I haven't put up yet. But there's also other little things that I've started. I bought off Etsy a few years ago, like the little film strips, you know, you can buy them from like the reels, like these kind of things. for some of my favourite movies. So I've got Dumb and Dumber, Wayne's World, The Grinch, The Mask. Not going too hard on the Jim Carrey there. But then I quite quickly realised that you kind of need a light box behind them. There's a whole thing. I wanted to gift them maybe to someone or make something out of them, but I haven't yet, so they're going to stay in that project. Here is a really good illustration of doing something purely for the enjoyment of it. I don't know if you've seen this before. This, again, is from about 2 years ago. I went on a holiday to France, and in the airport, I bought this book called Cain's Jawbone, which is the world's most fiendishly difficult literary puzzle, and it is a story that is basically completely out of order. So what you have to do is read it and then figure out what are the right order for the pages to go in. And I spent the entire flight and a good chunk of the holiday doing this. Did I finish it? No. Do I care about that? No. Because you know what? I thoroughly enjoyed it while I was doing it. I was so consumed. It was a lovely problem to solve. Like, I had a great time. And I think this is a perfect example where, like, historically in my life, you know, maybe like 5-6 years ago, I would have been like, here is an example of another thing that I couldn't finish. And now I'm like, what a great time that I had in the hours and hours that I spent on this just for enjoyment and relaxation. In fact, I don't even know why I've still got it. Oh, you know what? Because it represents that joy for me. And it's not unfinished and it's not in the graveyard. It's just actually a lovely association. The other funny thing in here is I decided, where are we? Again, within the last couple of years, that I was going to make little recipe cards for myself, because I struggle with cooking, mostly because it requires multiple steps, and if I'm not in like peak cognitive time, I can't hack it. It really frazzles me. So I was going to make little cards for myself that have recipes on. I forgot I made these. Oh my god, it's actually really cute. So I've got like set the vibe, put on a Spotify playlist, put on the apron. Why not wear a novelty chef hat? We do have one of those. Ways in which you try to motivate oneself. But the reason why I was doing this is because I have like, I think most instructions for cooking are not ADHD friendly, and there's a specific way I need them formatted to make sense. So I started doing that. Did I finish it? No. But I tell you what, and another little tip / hack for you, I didn't want these as paper because obviously in the cooking environment they're going to get wet. But at the time I was like, I could buy a laminator. And I'm at a point now of middle ground with myself where I said, don't buy a laminator just for this, because if you don't finish this project, like, it is a waste that you've spent money on a laminator. So I never do that the first time around. However, the second time when I'm doing something and I think I need a laminator for this, I go, okay, we got two things now. So I bought a laminator. Oh God, where is it? It's behind here. Have I used it loads? No. Has it come in handy at the perfect moment when I did need it? Yes. Oh, there's someone at my front door. The fuck? Okay. I just ran down 2 flights of stairs for Amazon to have left some wool-friendly detergent on my doorstep that I ordered, obviously, not a gift. They ain't that generous. Some more doweling. Don't know what purpose that I bought this for, but very satisfying. So there you have it. A little peek into my... It's not an ADHD project graveyard. I don't think about it like that at all anymore. But I suspect that many of you do, so I wanted to hook you in with that language. But honestly, just some examples of creative things that I've started, that I've not finished, that have evolved into other stuff. If you haven't watched my video with specific tips about getting over that shame spiral of unfinished things, do check that out. And let me know in the comments one thing that is in your project graveyard that actually when you revisit it, it reminds you of something exciting and joyful. Let me know. And I'm going to let the algorithm do its thing and recommend a video for you here. What's it gonna be? Oh yeah, and subscribe if you like this stuff.